Well, here we are, folks, back in the shop. We're going to do the sock filter on a 2021 Skidoo Expedition Super Wide Track. All right, it's basically sock filters in the tank. My son Justin's going to do all the work, and I am going to film. First thing, safety first, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. Negative, positive. This is necessary because I've got a winch set up on this machine, and the winch is off the machine right now. Oops. Yeah, oops, he dropped one of the nuts down in there, but don't worry, we're going to be able to get to it here in a minute.
I'll drop both those ones. Yeah,
right.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
All right. T25? So there's two screws. One that actually was backed out on my machine right there. And then on the opposite side, go ahead and move your arm real quick. On the opposite side, it helps hold in the relay for the winch is the other screw that gets this box off.
Pull the 8 miles of wire out.
Pull the 8. We're gonna, one of these days, maybe we'll do a video on setting up a remote control winch, because quite frankly, these wires are a pain in the butt. Okay, once you have that second screw out.
And you don't have giant fat hands like that.
My son is a giant, so it's a little tough for him to get his hands in there, but he gets it done. So you just pull that up. Kind of work the wires through. We'll get a pan here in a minute. Oh yeah, seat. Reach underneath. Just take that seat off. Get it out of the way.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, and then you guys, everybody says it's really hard to get to the battery on these. Well, it's 2 screws. Now I've got some accessories here that make it a little slower because we got wires that go back to another box that I have. But you can basically just flip that around and set it on the backrest here. All right, remember we talked about grounds going into the tunnel? That is the ground on a 2021 Gen 4. All right. Last video we started from the front, and we realized that safety-wise it's probably best to take the battery out first. Why don't you go grab that pan off that step stool? Or you can put them all in your pocket, whatever.
I don't know, put them on the bench.
2021s come with a bigger battery than the previous generation. These are a 400 cold cranking amp battery, I think. We're gonna go take a look at it real quick while he does his thing.
400 amp.
Yes, okay. This is a 400 cold cranking amp. That's a little better than the previous generation 900s. It's kind of sweet. It doesn't seem like, 50 cold cranking amps will make a difference, but it certainly does.
Put that off in a minute. Okay.
Okay, I got 4 10mm bolts to hold this frame on here. And unlike other shops, we actually know where our 10mm is. Maybe that's why it's supposed to take 6 hours to do this. We're not working nearly as fast as we did last time. So we got the wobbly, makes life a little easier.
Impact grade for impact.
Impact. I mean, obviously if you're cranking this out with a regular hand ratchet, it's going to take a little longer. It's not that much slower. All right, so now we're going to go for the front of the machine and start opening side panels and taking them off real quick. It's a good video for you guys to learn how to get the lid off of these things. We'll show that here real quick. If you watch my other video, we start out that way. So basically, These windshields just pop on. There's a rubber grommet.
Little tangs.
Little tangs that go underneath. Slide it forward. This machine's been wrecked once, so my front little piece, you might have to, there it goes. I got a custom new little hook there that we had because I rolled it and broke the windshield. Anyway, that comes off. Justin's going to show you where all the screws are on these. You going to take side panels off first, or you want to start at the top? All right, hang tight. Side panel, just open her up.
Custom.
Yep.
Machete mount.
Custom machete mount, riveted through. They just pull right off. It's pretty simple. Open, slide towards the front of the machine, they unhinge. Pretty simple. You better hurry, we're 6 minutes into this already. No. Hey, at least there's no guns in the glove box this time. Okay.
2 screws right here.
2 screws. One there.
And if you have the extended
that's the extended glove box.
Flex plastic out of your way over there, and that comes right off. That pulls up. Then you got a menagerie.
Okay, hang on here. Okay, so he just pulled that up. He's gonna unplug
the display.
That display
comes off.
And the display then just slides right off and goes away.
And then with your accessory stuff.
So when you roll that forward, you're gonna find plugins for the lights, headlights under there.
And then
I have accessory plugins for my heated glove box.
Your GPS.
My phone mount, yep. That's a great accessory. Hey, excuse a really messy shop. We've had a long winter of fixing stuff and we haven't got caught up.
2 headlight.
So you get 2 headlight connections.
Clip.
Okay,
and the wiring comes back.
So you can tuck that up out of the way.
You just kind of.
Or let it hang. So.
You got 2 screws right here.
One screw there. One screw there. Okay. Now, you're going to need a long T25 to get to this dude, but he's up inside there.
That comes out.
And then we're going to have one on the other side.
Right up in there too.
Right up on in there. All right. Now, this dude, hang on here. Grab it right there. Slide it forward.
Wiggle forward.
Just wiggle it. It'll come out. It's got a couple tracks down in here that it slides into. Yeah, we have to watch our own video. We haven't done this in a while. We forgot about the airbox.
Yep.
So the airbox is going to have get the chain case, or excuse me, clutch cover off. Up inside there is can't hardly see it. Up in there is a Phillips screw.
The old ones didn't have this. They just.
The old ones had a click lock.
In the XU chassis.
In the XU chassis.
No, it wasn't a click lock. It just shoved in the hole.
Shoved in there. Then these have got a hose clamp. My XM's got a little clipper thing.
Oh. Well, guess I've got more.
Yeah, we just unscrew it as far as you can. It makes life easier. All right, you're getting the end of the screw there.
That booger is on there.
All right.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Justin says they're kind of stuck sometimes.
Come on, pop.
Well, we haven't had it off this year. I guess it's glued itself on there. Well, the hose clamps hasn't released. There we go. Now the hose clamps released. Now the rubber just pops right off. All right. Well, that was slow. All right. So maybe it'll take 5 hours and 45 minutes then. Whatever. All right. Hey, that's it. Pretty much stripped.
For plastic.
9 minutes, 43 seconds-ish. You can see pretty much everything that's important on this machine from this position. All right, we're gonna take the gauntlets off. Get them out of our way here. Take the really cool old handlebar bag my buddy Jamie gave me. All right, get the crap out of the way.
Right here is.
All right, so 10mm bolt here.
No, they're 8.
Or sorry, they're 8mm bolts.
And they're just nuts.
Nuts.
And then they go into
Yeah,
the frame member.
don't kill me in the comments, but I don't allow people to comment. I'm awful. All right. Okay, so that pops off, that pops off. You gotta take the fuel cap off. And so what you got is a little ring on there, and we don't have the fancy skidoo tool, so we typically use a pick or a
I use a big pair of
big pair. He's got a big pair of snap ring pliers. This is what happens to get into this one.
Just put 2, push down. Well, if you can.
If you can. Sometimes they're tough. Hopefully we don't have to edit this video. Got it too tight last time there, big guy.
Well, remember, it hasn't been off in a while.
This hasn't been apart in a year, which is a good thing, because if you guys remember my other video, or it's still up, we did this. We had to wash the filter because I got the wrong filter. So you know what we didn't do?
Pull the filter out.
You didn't go up there and find my filter.
Well, I bet you.
So I guess you better take this camera and talk about stuff while I go find the filter.
So, oops, sorry about that. Got that off. There's some wire connections under here you're gonna have to try and get off. There's a little bit of fun. You got one here. Then you got your mode switch on the other side. Go around this side. You've got the mode, the eco, sport mode switch. You kind of pull these plastics out until it just pops by those bolts. 2 tabs on each side of that, pops down out of there. You've got, these are just kind of just hangers for the accessory wires right there. Just pop those down, those pop out. Let's go back to this side. Let's see if I can get the mode or the desk ball out of there.
All right, here I come. What are you doing now? Getting the desk ball?
The desk post off.
Yep.
There's a plug for that.
Plug for that.
I need the pair wheels.
He's supposed to have all the tools prepped.
I don't know.
But he's got a good toolbox. He's actually kind of organized. What do you?
I gotta take these 2 little plastic things off there. Right. You just squeeze them, and they pop right out. Pop that out, and then you pick up on the back of this thing, and wiggle, wiggle.
I'll take that.
And those are your 2 connections. Your mode switch and your desk.
Desk switch right there. Okay.
At this point, I usually put the cap back on.
Fuel cap back on, at least not pumping fumes into the shop. And, and then when we forget and tilt the tank or turn it over, at least we won't have a mess.
Well.
All right, so what are we doing?
You're not dropping anything in it.
So we popping the A-frame apart now?
So this comes off of there.
Hang on here. Show me that.
There's a little wiring harness box that slides on.
Is that where the relays are?
Yeah, this is your relay box.
Hey guys, if you're looking for the relay box, there it is. Yes, I agree. Complete pain in the butt where they put it. So T40 gets these
lower
structure bolts out.
Yeah, I know. Not intentional.
I know. Scratch the paint on that screw. Wait a minute. Pride and workmanship there, buddy. All right. So, you pull this out. Is there spacers between these like the old ones?
So, on the front one, there is a spacer. The rear one goes through this block. And yes, Expeditions, well, this machine does not have the front bolt for your mount.
Okay, so that mount bolt is purposely left empty.
I believe there's a custom, I think OFT or something like that, makes a aluminum block that makes it slide down into this lower bolt and gives you support.
But you really, those even though there's no paint on it or anything, that bolt's not missing, huh?
Nope, not missing.
All right.
Don't know why they decided to do it that way, but they did.
And I guess you can see that, you know, that bolt would hit that piece of aluminum there. So obviously they're using parts from other machines to make these and decided we didn't need it.
No, don't flip that.
Okay, so little spacer is still in there?
Yeah, bolt hasn't. This spacer.
All right, see that little spacer right there? Yeah, don't drop that down below. Sometimes that can be a real pain in the rear fishing it out from under the engine. It's not nearly bad. Yeah, it's aluminum, so you can't get it with a magnet. So just don't drop it. That's the biggest thing.
Then,
okay.
Your side structures.
Side structure slides right off that side. Hey, look, I'm going to do something here for once. I'm going to grab that. And then I got a brake line hooked right there.
So you just kind of fold this.
So, yeah, exactly. We fold it out of the way because it is riveted on. And it's excessive. You don't need to do that. All right.
At this point,